Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scan through my formula booklet and look for something to talk about interval margins. So you'll see that you're given the, what do you call that thing? One of the formulas. It's got this part on the end of it. So the interval margin is equal to z square root of 1 minus p over n. Okay, so we would call it a confidence interval if we had the first, the other bit to plus and minus around, but this is just the interval margin. So here it's told us that z is going to be equal to 2 because it's a 95% confidence. The proportion is 0.5, and the other number that we're given is that the interval is this plus or minus 0.5. So that means the interval margin is equal to 0.05. Okay, so I'm just going to substitute my values in, and then I'm going to solve for n. So that will tell us how many people we need in the sample. Okay, so 0.5, 1 minus 0.5, all over n. Okay, so this is going to require us to do some fancy maths. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this number into a fraction. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to work out what it should have been multiplied by. So 1, 2, so this should be 5 over 100 would give me that number. Now remember, you don't have a calculator for this, so that's what makes this need a little bit more work. So now I'm going to take this one down and I'm going to multiply this fraction by a half, or divide it by 2. So now I've got 5 over 200. I can simplify this if I want. And now I am ready to take that squared over. So we are going to simplify it before we take the squared over because it just becomes a big pain in the booty. Okay, so 5 goes into 200. Let's work it out. 5, 200. So we don't know how many times 5 goes into 2. It doesn't happen. 5 goes into 24 times, so then that's 40 times in 200. So 1 over 40 is equal to, now the next fraction we've got here, I take the squared over, it squares everything over here. So now that's going to become 1 over 1600. Is equal to. Now, the next thing is I'll have 0.5 multiplied by 0.5 all over n. Another way of saying that is I've got a half multiplied by a half, so that's 1 over 4. So I could express this instead as 1 over 4 multiplied by 1 over n. So that would be 1 over 4n. Okay, now I can see that I want n on the top and it's currently on the bottom. So I'm just going to flip my fractions. So that'll become 1600 is equal to 4n. Take the 4 across by dividing, and that's going to leave me with n is equal to 400. Therefore, I need 400 people in this sample.